Aw, this cat's just so cute. Aw, look at him just rubbing around. Can I pet him? Wait, you can't pet the cats? What? No, Nintendo Intelligent Systems. What have you done? 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10, worst game ever. Nah, just kidding. This actually might be my game of the year. Look at this game. Look at this. How can a game, to paraphrase beat 'em ups, come looking like this and be this beautiful and then not be really, really good? Well, let me tell you, it can't, because Fire Emblem Three Houses is an absolute masterpiece. It's one of the best Fire Emblem games I've played. Mind you, I've only played 3 of them. Awakening, Echoes, and now Three Houses. I know, I'll get onto the old ones, but Three Houses is so good, and as I said earlier, it might even be my game of the year. So, let's talk about it. Basically, if you don't know, Fire Emblem is a long fantasy strategy RPG game where you position units around the map in a tactical simulator and you have them fight up against each other. The thing about Fire Emblem though is that all the units on the map, are actual characters that you get to know throughout the game. So when they get killed in battle and they die in the game as well, so that raises the stakes basically. Characters can die. So I've got here what I'm going to talk about today for Fire Emblem Three Houses. So, first of all, Three Houses is very different to previous Fire Emblem games because it has a RPG element to it, in the sense that you are a professor and the characters in the game, your units, are your students. You join a house and you get to know your students throughout the game as you teach them and you go through the story with them and they develop with you, which creates a really strong bond between you and your students. So then if they die, well, you're not going to want that to happen. Basically, in the game, you can explore a monastery and you can do activities. Basically, the game is on a timer. The game is set on a calendar, basically. So each month, you have a certain amount of things you can do in a month. The weekdays are where you have to teach your students, and then weekends are your day off, where you can cook food for them, or you can eat together, food, or you can do seminars, or explore the monastery and give characters gifts, or just explore, or maybe do some combat training. It's really open, and apart from Echoes' dungeon crawling, it's the first time Fire Emblem has really gone 3D. So, basically, when you start the game, you can pick a house. You can either pick the Golden Deer, my favourite house, Claude von Regan, as its leader. You can pick Blue Lions with Prince Dimitri as its leader, or you can pick the Red Eagles with soon to be Emperor Edelgard as their leader. As I said, I picked Golden Deer and I absolutely loved it. In fact, I'm now playing the game a second time and I am now picking Black Eagles for a completely different perspective. That's right, different pathways have completely different stories, all in the same game, not sold separately. Yes, take that, Fates. Anyway, basically, you train your students throughout the game. You can basically set them to different abilities. So there's no weapon triangle this time. Swords are not better than, axes and stuff. That's not how it works. Basically, everything can attack everything. There are certain stuff like how Pegasus Knights are weak towards archers, so it's still in there a little bit. However, for the most part, it's not apparent anymore. You can attack anyone with anyone and do what you want. However, that doesn't mean the strategy isn't there. There's still a lot of strategy in this game. And that's where the battle mechanics come in. You have all your units, you can move them about, and I am no means a tactical expert, but Fire Emblem Three Houses really got me to think to keep my units alive, especially on some of the later maps. Now let's talk about the music, because the music is really, really good. Like, seriously, this is a great soundtrack right here. It's really good, and there's some incredible bangers in there, so to speak. Sadly, I can't show you them separately, like standalone, because Nintendo is killing anybody who puts out their music at the moment, which is, it's not good. However, I can include some in the background for you if you wish. Well, you're probably listening to some right now. There we go. So, in the game, there are 3 different stories, as I said. Now, I picked the Golden Deer, and their pathway is very different to if you picked the Blue Lions or the Black Eagles. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but just say Golden Deer is kind of like the happy-go-lucky, misfit sort of typical group. If you want to go down an evil route, so to speak, they're not actually evil, but they're a bit more devious than Golden Deer, then pick Black Eagles. Or if you want a righteous route, maybe go for Blue Lions. However, it's not as simple as that. All of the routes have depth and really, for example, and all the characters in it are also incredibly well written. Well, most, for the most part. Most of them are. This is not any sort of fates. Here, most of the characters have actual character depth, likable personality for the most part, and they're really great characters to spend your time with. All of the house leaders are incredibly, they have great backgrounds, and they have fleshed out motivations that make sense. Even if you don't like a particular character, they make sense, and a lot of their arcs are really good. Especially Dimitri's arc, if you play Blue Lions. I've heard that is, it's good. It's a good arc. That's pretty much it for what I've got to talk about Three Houses in an overview. It's a really fun, tactical, Harry Potter-like simulator and the story is amazing, the music's amazing. You have your students. Oh, also with your students, every single character in the game has a support with every other character. So there's hundreds of support conversations. It's really incredible how much effort was put into it, and everything is voice acted, which just fleshes out the world so much. The best character in the game is the Gatekeeper, of course. He's amazing. He's like, "Greetings, Professor, nothing to report." He's so good. But other than that, yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Have you played it? If you have, what do you think about it? If you haven't, then maybe you should check it out. I really encourage it. If you have a Nintendo Switch, it's definitely a game to look at. It's got some incredible music, incredibly good story, incredibly good character building. It's just a really good game. I mean, if you hate tactical simulators and you hate story progression games, maybe it isn't for you. But if you like either of them, maybe try it out. I think it will surprise you. It's a really, really fun game. Anyway, I'm Jasper, or the Aussie Viking, whatever you want to call me, and this has been my review for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, this is my second time I've done this sort of style of review, so if you like it, make sure to hit the like button and let me know down in the comments below what you want to see. Just start off a conversation. What did you think about Three Houses? What videos do you want to see me do? Do you want me to do an entire video on why Claude Von Regan is just the best character ever? And his voice actor, Joe somebody, I forgot his last name, I'm very sorry, is amazing. Check out his Twitter, actually. He does so much, and he's really embraced the Fire Emblem fandom. Another reason why Golden Deer is, yeah, they're the best. So anyway, I've been Jasper, and I'll see you guys later.